I'm very excited to have as my guest here today, Dr. Stephen Hirsh. He's Director of Clinical Research at Life Extension. Now, probably most people know Life Extension is a really big vitamin manufacturer and a big mail order house, and they have a huge store in Fort Lauderdale. You may not know that they also do blood work and they have classes, and their website is so full of any kind of information you want. And a really neat feature of Life Extension is they have always done a huge amount of research. So Dr. Stephen Hirsh is head of that. I have so many questions. I'm learning so much about my health that I never knew growing up. I wish I would have known then what I know now. And I'm learning every day. There's so much more to learn. So I wanted to let you know a little about Life Extensions too. Also, there are ongoing studies, and we're going to show you a picture of one at the end of this conversation. And if you're interested in joining up, it's about managing stress. And you get to take supplements. They give you those for free. Sometimes they pay the participants. It's a great experience and you'll learn a lot. And if you happen to have any stress, and I don't know anyone who doesn't, you might be interested. So I'm going to turn the floor over to Dr. Stephen Hirsh and let him tell us a little bit about some of the research he's doing.
Oh, thank you so much, Stephanie, for allowing me to come on here and speak with you today. Um, and I'm very excited to state in terms of, yes, Life Extension, our mandate is anti-aging research, and we're excited to state that we have now a study involving, as you mentioned, stress, looking at a dietary supplement for stress, and we're also able to conduct this study virtually, which means that you could be
Oh,
anywhere in the United States to participate in this study. And what we do
I'm
is,
in.
so you don't have to come into our center here, which is located in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. We can conduct the visits that are required and conduct the questionnaires through the comfort of your own home. And
Fabulous.
as long as you have a computer and or even a tablet or cell phone that can do video conferencing, we can then conduct these studies, and you get for your time, you get compensated for participating. So this study involves, it's a very interesting study. It's a 28-day study, and we conduct the visits, and we would send the study product to you, and it also includes salivary testing for cortisol levels, and that's all sent to you also.
That's an
And then,
expensive test too, isn't it? Cortisol.
yes, but it's certainly worth it and helps to give
Yes.
us an idea with regard to stress and looking at the effectiveness of the study product that we're going to be testing.
Do you test
And
anything else for this? I know that's cortisol is the stress hormone. They call it the stress hormone.
correct. Yes, we're using other questionnaires, a different scales, and also questionnaires that will affect, and also looking at burnout. As you know, burnout is a component of stress, and so we're looking at that to see if there's a benefit to use of this dietary supplement for burnout, and looking at quality of health, and also looking at the effect upon sleep. As you know, stress can certainly affect your levels and ability to sleep, and we're looking to see if there's a benefit of taking the supplement for that also.
And that's a two-way street with sleep because if you're not getting enough sleep, you're definitely stressed.
Correct. Exactly.
Foundation of health. So kind of like a catch kind of thing. So
Yeah,
that's really exciting. Can you
exactly.
talk about what supplements you're using, or is that not really for publication yet?
No, it's a theanine study product uh, that we're assessing, and now it's also just so you're aware, it's because it's a randomized, and we keep up to the top standards with regard to conducting the studies. It's a double-blind randomized study, so the participants will be receiving either a the study product, the active product, or a placebo. And that's really the standard today in terms of conducting clinical research, is to use that double-blind approach.
I think I saw on the flyer that if you bring someone to the study, if you talk, bring one of your friends, that you get a referral fee too. That's
Yes,
a good incentive.
absolutely. So yes, we do have a referral fee of $50 if they refer someone who participates and completes the study. So you benefit, and also the uh, the participant also benefits by being compensated for their participation. And we have also, we have coming up other studies also. So we encourage everyone to go to our website. And if I could just mention our website, it's lifeextension.com/study. And you can see the information concerning this study. And basically what you do is you go onto our website, you complete a form, which is called our pre-screening questionnaire. Once you complete that form, uh, we then receive it here internally, and then our study coordinators will be in contact with you.
Nice. That's very
And
nice.
you're also welcome to call us anytime. We have a toll-free number at 1-866-517-4536. So we look forward to hearing from you, and participating and learning about in terms of products that can, dietary supplement and products that can certainly help your health. And we have other studies that are coming up, and we also have conducted many studies in the past. And it's our website itself, lifeextension.com, is uh, very accessible, and provides a significant amount of information and
It does.
for you.
It
And we
does.
also
Anything
have,
you want to know? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
yeah,
But any condition you have a question on, you can find the condition that you're fine, maybe digestion, maybe you can't sleep, maybe menopause. And there's a whole entire area about that, and they recommend supplements for it, and there's all kinds of research references. It's really pretty phenomenal website because there's so much information on it. And you can speak to a medical professional if you have a question too, like a doctor
right,
can talk, because they want to help you get the right supplements. They don't want you to take the wrong thing. So plus the fact, let me say this too, anything said here today, before you take any recommendation, please check with your medical professional. This is my disclaimer. We don't want any
right,
legal issues ever. Because I'm going to talk about my anecdotal experiences, and Steven's going to talk about his and his research, but we're not making recommendations. We're just
right,
hopefully getting you curious to look into it more and see if it's suitable for you, and then check with your medical professional. That's your partner. And if you don't feel like your medical professional is your partner, find one, because the duration of your life, you want it to go pretty smoothly. So having said that,
exactly. Yes,
my experience with theanine has been really good. It really has. And I was telling Stephen before we started, I was speaking in LA, and I usually get very nervous before I go on stage, but I had 2 hours. So I went and rode the stationary bike and took a shower, didn't eat lunch, had a protein shake, and took 2 theanine. And I was not the least bit nervous. It was the combination, the exercise and theanine, I think, and not eating. And we'll talk about that at another one of my podcasts, that I think we eat too much too frequently. But back to this, one of the things is that if I could ask a question, Steve, can we start right in?
sure.
Um, okay, there's been a lot of press and a lot of research and a lot of supplements flying around with NAD, NMN, and this is something I had heard of it, but I didn't really know what it was. And it apparently, well, I've seen it referred to as an enzyme. I've also seen it referred to as a protein, but whatever it is, it's very important in keeping the vitality of your cells and turning on longevity genes. And I'm going to let Stephen talk about it before I say anything. Then I was not a chemistry major.
Okay, I'll give a brief description of NAD, and how important it is in terms of our metabolism, and the importance of why it's so has a significant effect on our health. And I'll just give a brief overview of NAD. NAD itself is nicotinamide ad- adenine dinucleotide, and it's one of the essential energy sensing metabolites, and is an essential cofactor that mediates various biological processes, including metabolism, aging, and cell death. So it's involved in DNA repair as well as gene expression, and it participates in many reactions within the body, um, and many energy production pathways that it's involved with. Um, and it acts as what's called as a coenzyme for many pathways. So um, I don't know if you've heard of the mitochondria. Mitochondria is the workhorse in our cells, and many enzymes are involved in the pathway, use NAD in their reactions. So that's why it's very important.
So, excuse me, Stephen. So the pathway,
Yes,
and I hear so much reference to the pathways. The pathways that transport the nutrients into the cell, and then it becomes energy, and then it's the pathway transporting that energy out to where it needs to go. Are
right,
those the pathways we're talking about? Because I
correct.
wasn't exactly sure exactly. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yes, and basically in terms of the administration itself, NAD cannot be directly given because it's doesn't efficiently increase the NAD level. So that's why we use NAD precursors. So these precursors can include nicotinamide or NAM, also nicotinic acid or NA. Tryptophan also can provide NAD.
From
Nico
Turkey?
right, exactly. Nicotinamide, which is NMN, and also nicotinamide riboside, and NR is short for that.
So
So
as
they're,
supplements, oh, I'm so sorry, as
yes,
supplements or in food, it's good to
correct,
look for
correct.
sources.
So those are what helps to boost the NAD levels and have a beneficial effect on various conditions, for example, obesity and glucose tolerance. Uh, Lipid metabolism can also be affected by NAD. Uh, and through that, there's various reactions that occur when the NAD then breaks down and it goes into the cell and improves in terms of the function of that cell and overall health and anti-aging.
So therefore, the metabolism improves with as a part of all this.
Correct, correct. So NAD is very important, um, and just we at Live Extension do have products that do promote the NAD in terms of the production, and so if you're interested to learn more, certainly go on to our website at Live Extension, and we have a significant amount of information that can give you more detailed with regard to NAD and the production, and also what can be used to increase the NAD levels, for us.
And to me, this is following the science. This is what's
Correct.
going on, the latest science of how we can improve our NAD. On the other hand, if we eat healthily and we exercise a lot, that'll help as well, and have good sleep and deal with our emotional
Absolutely.
crises and resolve all that because it's so stress causing. So to
Correct.
me, it's all part of the whole. And I think it's a really valuable part. I've been taking supplements for years, and I have a wonderful DO, Dr. Gray Fenton, and we go over my blood work every 6 months, and we make tweaks to my protocol, like what vitamins I'm taking. Maybe I should add this or that. Actually, took the daring step of getting a calcium score yesterday, and for me, that's huge because it is a little bit of radiation. However, it looked like an MRI machine, just like a donut slice of it, and they put you in
Right.
and out of that like 5 times. You had to hold your breath, so it was so non-invasive, so I could handle it. And I mean, you have to do screenings, you have to do blood work, I think, especially over 40. I think your body, I think we're pretty fairly as indestructible as most of us before we're 40 if we eat fairly well and move a little. But after that, I don't think nature thinks as we're as necessary. So things start turning off and shutting down. And these are the kind of things that keep it going because we have a lot to offer. There's still a lot of, I mean, honestly, I really think you can live to be 140 if you really wanted to at this point. If you, I'm not saying I've done everything right because I certainly haven't, but someone who ate well or really started paying attention in their 20s, that's like investing in your future.
Right.
Because people who don't eat well and they don't exercise, by the time they get to 40, 50, 60, they're stroking out, they have heart attacks or diabetes. You've seen the health in our country. I mean, everybody knows it's these highly sophisticated foods are not working out for us. Our DNA is like a cave person. But anyway, I was saying I went for my calcium score. I went to the office of Dr. Pradeep Jamnadas, and he's one of my favorite thought leaders. He's a cardiologist in Orlando, and his videos on fasting were kind of life-changing for me. And I intermittent fast now because of that. Because I think
Very
we
good.
eat too frequently. You know, we eat too many meals. I mean, who would have thought that being this complacent and well-fed, you think would make us healthier? It's really hurting us because we need a little adversity. As cave people DNA, which is what we still have, even though our brains are maybe don't think so. We're not used to all these these highly sophisticated foods and the sugar. I'm
Right.
sorry, I kind of ranted for a minute there, Steve. So back to life,
No, in terms of the processed foods, is there's
it's a
so much literature
problem.
coming out. Yes, absolutely, and looking at the dietary supplements, there's many studies that show the benefits of taking that with a well-controlled diet, and if you need medications, pharmaceuticals, then you take them as prescribed, but also as part of the diet, if you're not getting enough of a certain nutrient, then looking at a dietary supplement is certainly important. And so there's many studies that show the significant benefits for the different dietary supplements.
What are your thoughts on resveratrol?
Oh, it's been around a very long time, and a lot of good research with regard to anti-aging and antioxidant benefits to resveratrol. So
Yeah,
it's
and
very good.
they say that you can get it from wine, but you need to have so much wine
Correct.
compared to the
Concentrate. Right.
supplement that you wouldn't be able to, no one could drink that much.
Correct. And you don't
Even
want to
though it's,
drink that
you know, a little
much.
bit once in a while, we'll have some resveratrol, but it's not going to be the kind of dosage that we're talking about for significant impact
Exactly.
on your health.
Exactly. So,
Is there anything else you recommend for anti-aging?
well, there's many
You've seen
products.
great results with, or
Yeah, we have. Oh, there's so many right now. I would suggest. Well, we do have at Life Extension wellness specialists, and who are, as you had mentioned, medical professionals who can look at your whole, what you're eating, what your medications you're taking, what your blood tests are, and help develop a plan for you and look at the benefits of the various dietary supplements available to provide a good plan moving forward. So I would definitely, recommend in terms of reaching out to these wellness specialists here, and you're getting a plan in place.
it's a
We
wonderful resource to have that you have someone you can talk to because you go in a vitamin store and if you haven't already done your own research or had a medical professional speak to you about what to take, it can be really overwhelming.
Yeah,
And
exactly. And we also have here at laboratory testing, which is an important component also in terms of looking at where you are right now and also being able to compare those results to the future
exactly.
and see the benefits of um, the diet and supplements and medications and seeing the benefit of those and
It's a
doing that.
preventive measure. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
Absolutely.
It's
Yeah,
preventive. So if you're doing your blood work twice a year, even once a year, at least you know you're kind of planning. You know, you're like thinking ahead a little bit, not just not feeling well and going to the doctor and getting diagnosed. You're like actually being so positive about wanting to be healthy that you take the time to do the screenings. Like One thing, for instance, I think for women especially should have their hormones tested in their 20s,
Absolutely.
because then when they go through menopause, they have no idea what was their normal. There's a pretty wide range. And I just think that's kind of an omission in the way we handle health. One of them, that if we could get that data, and probably for men too. I mean, I've had men tell me they go through menopause, which I thought was kind of funny because I'd never thought of it, but I'm sure their hormones must go through some change. It's
Oh
just
yeah,
logical,
especially with,
as part of aging, so
right.
there's just, what I like about life extensions is they offer those services, and the people in your blood area, they're very good, because I've never had any pain, or I just very comfortable experience. And also you can get your omega fatty acids tested, which I think is a really good test, because
Mhm.
that's, if you don't have enough omega-3s in your blood, you can have a lot of inflammation, and disease comes after that. And it's hard to get enough. It's hard to get enough unless, unfortunately, you're taking fish oil, which, what do you think about that? Do you know anything about that, Steve? Like,
Well,
they say flax isn't enough, like the plant sources of
mhm.
omega-3 is not enough. Do you agree with that?
Well, I think supplementing with omega-3s for many people is would be beneficial. It has a beneficial effect on triglyceride levels as well as other aspects, and um, so I do take fish oil every day, and so it is a benefit, long term, and uh, certainly, especially with uh, triglyceride levels and other aspects also that
So
can
the
be a
heart
benefit.
panel's of the utmost importance.
Right.
And one really good test that I take is C-reactive protein, and that shows the amounts of inflammation. That's kind of like a standard now, pretty much, isn't it, for
Yes,
inflammation?
there are other tests also, but yes, CRP or C-reactive protein is important marker for inflammation. Yes.
And I've heard like reference to the fact that they're looking more now at triglycerides over the high densities as a ratio is more important than what they used to look at, which is had the LDL in it. I don't remember what that ratio was. But it seems like the focus is now on that. Have you heard that as well?
Yeah, I've read some information about it, but
Yeah.
yeah, I know that they're looking at other levels also in terms of the HDL levels and comparing that with the LDLs, and there's also, yes, in terms of the testing, the laboratory testing, looks at the various um, molecules per se, and looking at the ratios within those. Um,
And then our ranges are supposedly a lot broader than what they have in Europe. Like our
mhm,
ranges of what's acceptable. That's kind of
right,
interesting. That's very interesting.
right.
While
So,
we're on this, I'm sorry, while we're on the
yeah.
subject, one
Hmm.
thing that really disturbs me is when people tell me how great their blood sugar is, because your blood sugar better be good or you're in the hospital. You don't get to walk around with bad blood sugar. It's just not the way it is. You get sick pretty
Right.
quick. The elephant in the room is the insulin, but that's not tested all the time. Is that because it's an expensive test? Because that's really what matters. I mean, your pancreas is pumping out insulin. We eat so much sugar. I mean, Americans were the worst. I don't even know what the percentage of the sugar consumed in the world every year is. It's probably 90%.
Well,
I'll have
it's
to check.
yeah, the insulin is important, but also very important is in terms of insulin sensitivity. So you want to do things that will improve the insulin sensitivity so that um, when it is released from the pancreas, yes, that it will effectively um, decrease the blood sugar levels. And of course, with regard to diabetes, increased blood sugar can have many deleterious effects on various aspects of the body, including your nerves, and it can lead to what's called neuropathy. It can also lead to peripheral vascular disease. It can affect the kidneys and can affect the eyes. So you want to try and, yes, monitor your blood sugar, and that's just through general blood testing is important, looking at the glucose levels, but even more importantly, looking at the hemoglobin A1C levels,
That's
which is an
important.
assessment over a 3-month period. And that's a very good marker that's being used for assessing your blood sugar throughout. So, and there's various devices now that can be used where you can measure your blood sugar on a daily basis, and they're becoming more commonly used, um, for that purpose.
So when people are doing that, you think they're also making a concerted effort to take sugar out of their diet, or they're just measuring
Well,
it?
diet,
They're
well,
doing both,
yeah,
probably. I'm
yeah,
sure they're doing both.
doing both, and
I guess when they see it's high, they stop. It makes a difference. That's actually a good
yeah.
incentive. If you see it's high, you're not going to have to eat something late, probably. You might just go to bed that night if
Well,
you can see your
and that's
sugar
why
go.
it helps promote
Yeah.
to look at all the foods that you're eating and looking at the glucose levels that are within the foods. Also looking at the overall carbohydrate levels, um, in the foods that you're taking, um, and you'd be surprised even when you see on the shelves certain bars and other items that you think, well, it's a smaller item, so that means less sugar, but that doesn't necessarily mean so. And
It's
you can see,
shocking. It's
right?
shocking, some of the labels. You have to be a
Yeah,
label detective.
absolutely.
You do. And there are
Right,
there's some good products out there, but you really have to read. And sugar comes in a lot of forms with different names, and
correct.
yeah, it
That's correct.
shows up so
So,
much. And now sugar is the new devil. For a long time, it was saturated fat, which is not the
mm,
devil anymore. It's amazing. However, I wonder because I had a health scare a couple years ago and I went off all fat, oil, and animal products for 4 months. And my
mm,
heart chemistry it was perfect. My LDLs
mm,
were way below they'd ever be. Like they dropped 50 points and my cholesterol was ridiculously low. But I was hungry all the time.
right.
I really, I'm an O blood type and I feel better with meat. So now I'm trying to eat the healthiest way possible but still being able to have more variety of food. But it really
Right.
but my chemistry went back up.
Oh, it did.
So look
Yeah.
at that. Yeah. My doctor's not where he says your ratios are great. I'm like, look at that number. I'm not happy with that. So
Right.
I'm about to do it again. So I did a calcium score, which I think is a really good test.
Oh, absolutely. And
Yeah. I
yeah,
think
you
that's a
bring
good one, non-invasive, and it's not expensive, and insurance doesn't cover it. It's like $99. And it
right.
really tells you what's going on in your heart as far as how what kind of shape your arteries are in. And I
Yeah, it
think
looks at
a
the
lot of us,
calcification within the
yeah.
arteries, and there are avenues too that you can take, including dietary supplements that you can take to help support the decrease of those.
Can it be chelated? I remember
Hmm.
people were doing
Yeah, I'm not.
something like with chelation to
Yeah, I
get
know
calcium out of the
chelation has
arteries.
been used, but in terms of any significant benefit,
You don't think it was
yeah,
there?
I just don't see enough literature to see if it is a significant benefit or not. But I know it's a very popular. People do that. Uh, so
I did it for
that's up to
mercury
them.
toxicity, and
Hmm.
it made a difference because I was one of those people that had fillings with mercury and then crowns with whatever, a
Right.
lot of dental work. And that made a big difference. I think it made a big difference. It
Great.
wasn't fun doing it, having to get the metal taken out. That's a pretty laborious process, but I think it was worth it. But that's preventative too. I think people who've had that may and they're having some issues now, they might want to look at that because the mercury can kind of seep.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. So, I think I manifested the problem with it with a reaction to seafood that was really severe. And we did
Mm,
liver testing, and Dr. Fenton determined there's like 2 phases in the liver, and it was in phase 2. It wasn't detoxing properly. And he took, blood samples. We sent it off to Smoky Mountain Labs or something like that. And a 24-page report came back. And
mm.
this was like 20 years ago. So it was pretty, unusual for that. It was pretty alternative. But it was very interesting. And we did chelation and I had the metal removed. So, I mean, there's actions you can take, I think, for your optimal health.
Oh, absolutely. Um, yeah, you
So,
have to watch your environment, including lead and other aspects within your home environment that really should be tested, and because many of those. can build up in your system and continue to build up and then
I mean,
affect
like
your health.
if you lived in an older house and you still had lead paint or something like that,
Hmm.
where else would you find lead now? Would it be anywhere else?
Well, it
Eh,
used to be in gasoline and
Oh, that's
other
true.
aspects, so that's been fortunately eliminated. So,
Yeah. Yeah. And I think people are becoming more conscious of it, honestly.
right.
A lot of the younger women are interested in the hormone, testing their hormones earlier, which I thought was kind of nice, and they seem a lot, maybe because of the internet and everything's in front of you all the time.
Hmm.
They see what they don't want in their lives, because everything, I'm just thinking of the amount of images they see every day, right?
That's true.
And the communication between each other, that's how they communicate with, even at the table. They're on their devices.
Yeah, there's it certainly is encouraged to try if you can, when you do have symptoms and even before, yes, to get your blood tested and looking at the hormone levels and for the females as well as for males.
I
And
have a question for you. What do you think about the effect of the screen time that all of us are having? I mean, I'm working a lot now, so I'm on my phone or laptop or iPad a significant part of the day. Plus, I'm nearsighted, but I got new glasses, so I don't be quite as close. But still, I think, what do you think about is it
well, it's
electromagnetic or is it the light? I mean, I put the screens on for the blue light.
that's good. Yeah, in terms of glare and um,
Just focusing your eyes
yeah,
on that light because you have the circadian rhythms from natural light in the morning. It turns all
right.
your clocks on. And I look at my phone first thing, I'm like, well, another day, so, but I try to do the natural light. And what is the effect on I guess we'll know one day what the effect on the brain was.
Yeah, that's true.
We're the
And
experiment.
yeah,
Well, we'll adapt. Some of us will adapt and get stronger, and it'll take some of us out, like everything else. Sorry,
that
I'm also an artist, so I kind of look at the big picture.
hmm
And that's what I'm seeing, and it's so interesting to me, all the polarity in diet right now. We have polarity in our politics. We have just as much polarity in diet. Vegans are so staunch in their opinions, and I respect that. And I would rather not eat things that were alive once, but I can't get enough protein, and I don't like their processed food. I think it's very highly processed, a lot of the vegan food, and they use that strange, I'm not going to say anything, say anything negative,
well,
but
it's that yeah,
the
you want to try
butter,
and reach a balance if you can.
right?
There's and then there's very degrees with regard to your diet and whether you're being strict with it or if there is some flexibility, eating have a vegetarian diet but also be willing to eat fish and other aspects that can give you the protein and the B12 and so on that you need.
I think
And
for happiness, which is really important as well as everything else, that your level of happiness and satisfaction, I think it's better. I call myself an opportunitarian now. If I'm in a really unusual situation and there's some amazing food there I don't usually eat, I'll eat it because I get endorphins. I mean, I believe that's healthy too when you're eating something and it's with people and it's the whole experience. But the next day,
you feel it,
I'll eat lighter. I'll balance it. And when I'm eating during
right?
the day, if I had something with a lot of fat in the morning, I won't have that much fat all day. I'll lighten it up a little. I think people need to, maybe they don't need to, but I think it's best to like balance your day.
Right. And I
You
think
know,
also incorporating exercise in your daily
absolutely.
routine is essential. Um,
I have a personal trainer that I had a gym with, and most medical people agree with him that diet is 80% and exercise 20, but I'm sorry. I think it's more. I think it's more like at least 40, 60 exercises. If you don't exercise,
right, right, exactly.
and you can get
So,
away with some more diet debacles if you do exercise, but I'm not promoting that at all. But I'm just saying, if you don't exercise, you don't get away. You can't, you know, I don't know. I just think they go hand in hand, obviously.
right.
But Dr.
And then,
Peter Attia says if you don't have your exercise and house in order, he's so tired of hearing people talk about their supplements and what they're eating. But
mhm.
his exercise house is a very high standard. He was almost, I'm in learning from that, but I don't think I would be like that, like certain amount of wall sits and certain amount of time you can hang from something. My goal is to do a pull up. I've never been able to do that. And that's my goal.
So how are you doing it what are you doing to work toward that goal?
Strength training with a trainer 5 days a week because I will not work that hard. I cannot make myself.
Hmm.
I don't even like training most of the time because it's really hard. It's hard. And I pretend like I'm Tom Brady for a minute. You know, Tom Brady wouldn't quit now. I'm Tom Brady. I'm going to do this.
There you
The
go.
only way I can make myself do it, I have to imagine something silly like that.
Hmm. Well, good. But we should overall, in terms of our society, just try and promote exercise, and I don't think we do enough
It's unfortunate.
today.
We're taking it out of the, I mean, we're giving the kids less of it in schools and we need to give them more
Right,
because they need to move. I mean, even sitting at I have one client who I'm coaching for nutrition, and she is brilliant, but so sedentary. She sits at her computer all day.
right.
I said, so now I have her doing some crunches in her seat that no one can see, like lower ab crunches. And when they can't see her, she does the whole crunch. And then there's a Solaris raise it was all over the news like a couple months ago that was going to improve heart health. Did you hear that? It was like an exercise of just lifting your foot up on the ball of the foot and then down and up and down. And they said after 4 hours of doing that, well, who's going to do that? It had some kind of mild something with the heart that was an
Hmm.
improvement. I thought, at least you're moving your legs and getting circulation when you're sitting, because that's like, I think that's
Right.
deadly for the
Or
body.
take or taking a break periodically during the
Right.
day, just getting up,
But,
walking around, and
well,
um,
I think that would be ideal at least every hour for 10 minutes to do that.
right,
And I think
absolutely.
you can get away with a lot. I mean, away with a lot of time in front of the computer, but it's amazing how things have changed the way we work now.
Yes, with the
It
being
really,
virtual
being
and
virtual, and it made it a lot easier. I mean, it really made it a lot easier. Like to have this meeting.
oh, absolutely.
And the quality is better than what I would have filmed. I'm very happy to see this.
Very good.
Stephen, I thank you so much. I learned a lot today. I really did. I really appreciate your time. I hope everyone who watches this takes a look at Life Extension's website. I honestly wasn't planning to promote it as much, but it's a wonderful place. I think I've been going there. When were you all on Griffin Road? That's like 30 years ago. I was there.
Yeah, it's
I
quite a
was there
while
at
ago.
your first advisor was a biochemist.
Very good.
I remember him, and I got blood work done, and I was all proud of myself. I said, "Oh, I'm getting 40 grams of soy protein a day." And he goes, "It's an enzyme inhibitor, trypsin. You're inhibiting trypsin." I'm like, what does that mean? Still not sure, but I didn't eat as much soy after that.
Very good.
Yeah. Well, anyway, thank you so much.
Oh, it's my
Really appreciate
pleasure,
it.
and I hope if anyone has any questions, they can certainly reach out to myself or our team, and we'd be happy to help them in any way.
I highly recommend doing that to anyone who hasn't. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.